Oh, nice sunny morning here in the Scottish Highlands. Welcome to day 3 of our trip. We've just left the campsite at Loch alongside Loch Lomond, which you should be able to see on the dash camera on our right hand side. And we're heading towards Crianlarich, Tyndrum Bridge of Orkey and up towards Fort William, where we're going to do a little bit of shopping, get some fuel before we go into the real wilds where there's not many shops and not that many fuel stations. Much better night's sleep last night. We were in bed by about 10:15. So tired from the night before because we didn't really sleep the first night in the van, but last night went out like a light. Only woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning for the usual over 50s nuisance. You have to get up in the middle of the bloody night. But then went back to sleep, and there was a fantastic sunrise over the foothills of Ben Lomond, Conic Hill, etc. Stay along for the ride today, and we'll show you some of the best bits of our trip. Only a few little bits of snow left right at the very top. Fort William's absolutely heaving today. Trust us to go away bank holiday weekend. Didn't really even think about it. It was our week off. And here is where we've parked up, right next to the bins. But it was the only space, so I thought might as well park there. But anyway, we're going to have a bit of lunch right now. There's Mrs. Grumps. I thought she'd be getting the dinner on. No, I think I'm going to get the ridge monkey out and do some cheese sarnies. So we just parked up at this lay-by. I gave up with the core patch parking area. It was just too busy, and by the bins and the flies were coming in, so we've stopped here. We're having cheese toasties made on the old ridge monkey, of which I've had a hand in it, and hence why we've got burnt cheese all over the ridge monkey. But cooking in the van. It's the first bit of cooking, isn't it? We've just had snack food before. I've got the old skylight open, so I need to drum that into my head to make sure I do not drive with that off, because we've already seen someone on the motorway driving with theirs and it was flapping around. But yeah, I'm going to tuck into that. And zero sugar energy drink. It's now 20 to 4 in the afternoon. We've got going out of the main sort of like tourist packed areas of Glencoe, Fort William. We're on the kind of like the roads to the Isles, as it were. I think this is like Upper Glengarry. Well, no, actually we've been through Upper Glengarry. This is heading towards the coast, so you've got Glengarry off to the left, and I think it's Kintail. Some of the distant mountains in the far left hand side to us. You might be able to see them when we turn this bend. But it's been lovely. The weather's absolutely fantastic. It's not too hot, about 15, 16, and not a cloud in the sky really. So we're just heading for our stopover for the night in Morvich. That's maybe how it's pronounced. And we'll find a campsite, plug in, and then just chill out with a few beers and think about some dinner tonight. I don't think there's anything in the vicinity of the campsite. There again, last night there was nothing nearby. The lodge was full up where we was going to have lunch and dinner. And the chip shop in the village was closed as well, so I had a few snacks. I don't know if I filmed it or not. But yeah, so it's a much more remote area of Scotland, this. Absolutely beautiful.
And visitors, please report to reception.
So we're all parked up, or pitched up, I believe the technical word is. So hello, Mrs. Grumps. Was that no acknowledgement whatsoever? And now we're all parked up Morvich, which is on the way to Gairloch, Loch. I think it's not far from the Cape Wrath Trail. Beautiful view. Nice pitch. Lovely sunny day. That's the first few clouds we've seen. And we've got a view up to the mountains up there. Morning. Day 4 of the road trip. We're here in Morvich, which is 15 miles from Gairloch, Isle of Skye. Only just gone 6, it's just 6:30, just doing a nice cup of tea. Slept well last night from about 11:30 straight through to 6, so that's pretty good for camping. Today we're off to Gairloch, in fact actually just north of Gairloch, to a place called the Sands campsite, which is a beautiful looking campsite on the beach. Basically it's a beach, obviously the sea, and a load of sand dunes, and then this big campsite, and hopefully we'll get a nice hard standing pitch there, and that's where we're going to spend 2 days. But I'm not going to drive straight there. We're going to go past the castle. I'm going to murder this pronunciation. Elaine Doran Castle, one of the famous Scottish castles. It's used a lot in films. Off to Plockton. Going to walk to the Coral Beach, and if we can, the road's wide enough, drive down into Plockton itself, and then around to taking a trip over the hills to Shildeg and the view over Torridon Mountains, stop around there for lunch, and then past Loch Murray and on to Gairloch, hopefully arriving about 3 o'clock this afternoon. If we leave here about 8:30, 9, sounds like 6.5 hours driving, but it's not. Mostly it's all the stops, probably is about 2 hours driving in the whole lot. So anyway, we'll take you again along for the journey, and so far absolutely loving the Campervan. Or do people like to call it Vanlife? I always say a Vanlife is actually probably living in the thing permanently, but you know, Vanlife for a week, that'll do for me. In the video actually.
If that was me driving before.
Lovely. And with that thought, everybody, we'll leave it there. So that was a interesting drive. When we came off the main road towards Kyle, we got on our most narrowest road of the whole trip so far. And of course, as soon as we started on it, in the narrowest of places, we met a coach, a cement mixer and a ton of cars, so had to reverse up. Right, I'm just going to pause the video there because the cows are in the way. Oh, this is a little one, look. He's got a security tag on him so you don't steal him, I think. Right, what are you doing, the other one? I'm blocking the path. We'll be back when we're cowless. Cow disaster narrowly averted. And then onto the little rocky section on the way down to the beach. Someone's clinging onto my back here. It's not raining and it's not cold. She's got the hood up because the old midges are out here. It's the first time we've kind of encountered lots of them. And I think I've ingested 2 of them already. It's tickle, there's no meat to them unfortunately, so I don't think they've got any protein value. But we are coming down to Coral Beach, which is very unusual because the whole beach is just made up of crushed coral. It's quite interesting. I shall show you when we get down there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the sun's going to make an appearance, which is a shame because it would make the sea probably nice and blue around here because it's so clear. Alright, bring you back in a little bit. And this is Plockton Coral Beach. And that, if you can see it in the distance, that's the Isle of Skye. I'm going to go down and have a look at the water's edge soon because it's absolutely crystal clear. So it kind of looks like sand. But when you pull it up, try and get that closer. It's just made up of little bits of coral. So I've been moaned at for bringing her down that rocky path. She doesn't do rocky paths, downhills. But bought her for a right treat because this beach is very unusual. Just beautiful water there. Between the mainland and the Isle of Skye. And there's just shells and tiny bits of coral absolutely everywhere. Tide's out today. Last time I was here, the tide was in. There's nobody around. I'll top it now if we saw an otter come out of the water. What do you think, Mrs. Grumps? Worth the little struggle down, was it? Huh? There's a little house in the distance over there. Yeah, just look at this stuff. It's like, I'm trying to zoom into there. It's all coral. Don't know where it comes from. Don't know where the coral is. Out to sea, maybe. I have no idea. I didn't even know we had coral around this country. I thought it was like an Aussie thing. I was very mistaken, must be, because all the broken bits are piled up on this beach. There's a little steep path that takes you back up to the Coral Beach car park. I think Mrs. G there is finding it more easy going uphill than it was down. As sure-footed as a mountain goat she is. We're coming up to the south col of Everest without oxygen. The death zone. Oh, nice little bluebells. I think. I'm no botanist.
Ain't nowhere to park. Not this big thing.
Alright, Plockton village. I've never been here before. Plockton Hotel. Even got palm trees growing on the side of the inlet, or it's not really a beach. Lovely gardens by the waterfront. Just come just the outskirts of Shildeg, or however it's pronounced. And just by the Loch. We'll see a sea loch, and we've got to stop here for a bit of a lunch. And Mrs. G is on the plates out and deciding what we're going to have. Got a fridge full of beer, but I'm driving. A lunch with a view, eh? Look at that. Just on some very, very narrow roads, all with all single track with passing places. Wasn't too bad though, all bar one driver. So I'll catch up with you a bit later on.
So we go to work, she can go outside and what she needs to do. Hand her over because she's gone down to them all. They're feeding her. I'll go down to the wrong day and there's a...
These toilet blocks might look old from the outside, but they've been thoroughly modernised here at Sands Caravan Camping at Gairloch. I cannot believe there's even a bath on the campsite. Toilets, a disabled shower, a couple of urinals, some sinks to wash at, no closed sinks for washing, but absolutely spotless. Look at the place, it's beautiful. And I'll just take you outside, just show you the view straight away as soon as you leave. This toilet block. See, they've got hillsides that way. And then this fantastic panorama over to Skye. And then that way, just in the far distance, is the Outer Hebrides. Don't know which of the islands it is. But yeah, what a It's a fantastic campsite this is. The food in the barn cafe is absolutely superb. If you come here, you've got to eat in that cafe.